Yes. Today's topic is relationship. बोलते हैं कि हर चीज में you can, there are three things where people mostly struggle. Yeah. Finances, health, and relationship. Relationship is the worst place where people take a long time to overcome. Even health you can overcome very fast. Financial challenges also is very easy to overcome. You learn the techniques, but relationship is one place where it takes a very long time for people to learn lessons. Yeah. So, how are you first? Let me just ask, how are you both? How, Momita?
Hi, yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yeah. And I have to give you a good news for you. It is a good news. For my friends in Denmark, it is a sad news. I'm coming back to India for good coming month.
Oh, is it? That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. So I maybe the second half, like I'll be coming either on 13th, 16th, or 18th, any of these 3 days.
Where?
I'll be in Madurai for 2 weeks
That's
first, and maybe
Great.
visit a few spiritual places. And then after Diwali, I will move to Bangalore, my house.
okay.
So now you can come to
So,
my place.
so you,
Sorry, your
you'll
voice
be,
is cracking,
yeah,
Momita.
you'll be in Whitefield. You'll be staying in Whitefield. Yeah,
Yes,
am
yes,
I audible now? Hello.
yes, yes, yes.
So you'll be staying in Whitefield.
I will be
Okay,
staying in
Whitefield is
Whitefield.
close.
Yeah,
Whitefield is close by.
it's close
And your
by.
son, so have
Yeah,
you
he got
already,
admission in the school,
Oh,
very nice. Which school?
Vibgyor.
Oh, that's also in Whitefield. Yeah,
Whitefield.
I mean, it is
No,
many branches.
yeah, I put him in Marathali, Vibgyor.
So won't that be little
But
farther away
he
from your
was
place?
in IGCSE board, na. The IGCSE board is, there is only one school in of Vibgyor which has IGCSE board, and he was already in
Oh,
Vibgyor before leaving. So we thought of at least पहले तो उसको settle करते हैं ना जो पुराना school है. उसके बाद हम decide करेंगे maybe next year, you know. Uh,
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, Rebecca, you have to come to Bangalore now.
yeah. I
You
to
have a
keep
place.
going to. I have lots of friends in Bangalore, so I keep going to Bangalore. Relatives also. So,
Okay. And we'll do some spiritual trips together. I'll take you to, we can go to Pyramid Valley International, and I'll
I
take
was
you.
actually thinking, I was telling my husband, see, like, my spiritual soul friend is coming, soul sister will be going for retreat together. You and the little one,
Yeah.
I will leave you at home and I'll go.
What will happen to the little one that is coming in 9 months?
Daddy will, Daddy will
Daddy
handle it.
will take care. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2 days. Yeah. After 6 months, the daddy can take care of the little one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. It's great. So let's start with this topic of relationship. Huh? So, Rebecca, you was saying, and it's, I can totally relate how difficult relationships can be, because in my life as well, I had very difficult relationships previously, and how I have overcome. I'll also share my experience. Let's first, and please, in between, if you have any questions, let's have an interaction, because I told it's a question answer. Mostly, it will be a question answer, so that the your doubts get clear. Yeah. So what first of all, we have to understand that all relationships, whether it is relationship or any situation, problem, or anything, always comes for I'll just mute, huh? I think so there is some noise coming. Okay. Okay, all relationships, they have come for a reason, for some learning. Hmm? And you will always get a trigger people who have overcome or healed that part of that relationship will never get triggered. You are getting triggered means there is a part which has still not been healed. Yeah. And it's also sometimes also we say that in relationships sometimes we you will see that we see something in the other person which we don't like, right? Like, that person is very judgmental, or the person is so jealous, or the person is very, is very hot headed. We give labels to people and think that they are like that. So according to Carl Jung, okay, so there is something called shadow. Anything that we don't like in someone else, that means that same thing maybe is in dormant state in me. Okay, that same thing will be there in me. Maybe if I see somebody, people are so jealous, then that means there's deep down I also am jealous in some way of somebody else. Okay, you will see that people judge very easily, like you will see there. I have found, like, sometimes what I feel is that after coming here, sometimes here there are two groups of people. One are very, like, they are very critical about how people dress, how revealing it is and not revealing it is. And even even after India was much more, I felt that I was freer in some ways when I was in India. Here I have to be very careful with what I wear and all these things. So one fine day I was thinking and I realized that that that, and they will say that, हाँ, like, वहां पे तो ये करते हैं, वहां पे तो वो करते हैं, ड्रेस भी ऐसे पहनते हैं, इंडिया के लोग तो ये भी करते हैं. And there is no judgment, but what I realized is that deep down what happens is that somebody, and this I've also heard from a person, one of the very senior master. He was saying that, deep down, if you are judging somebody about somebody's dress or how revealing that is or something like that is, it means, in childhood maybe you wanted to wear beautiful dresses, but you were not allowed. You suppressed your desire to feel free, and because you suppressed your desire, others told you, no, this is not right, that is not right. You suppressed your desires, so now you have also become like that, where you also now start judging. Deep down you also want to become free, but you can't become free, and so you are doing. So did you see there is this always this shadow. So this I've told you in terms of dresses, but it comes in terms of also relationships. You'll see whenever we are doing this, it means deep down. So again, whenever I have a problem in relationships, it means I have to go back and deep down see, where is it that I have to do the work, the real work. Okay, then there is another point called drama triangle. If you've heard, has anybody heard about the drama triangle that happens in relationships? So we are so energy vampire. There is a point called energy vampire. Okay, so we are like, when we are really deeply meditating in our life, we are very satisfied. Okay, we already have energy coming from the source, filling ourselves up. But for normal people, when they lack energy or something, they feel now is the time to suck energy from somebody which is nearby. Okay, so it's like, it will be, especially it will be very close relationships, there will be issues like where it's called the drama triangle. Means, see, it's a triangle. So in one corner there is a victim, in another corner there is a perpetrator, in another, and in the third corner there is a savior. Okay, one person will show victim, oh my god, I'm victim of, this is what is happening to me and all these things. The other person will say, I will protect you, I will take care of you. And the third will come as a, sorry, other will be dominating that person. Okay, and he will make sure that that person's life is in misery. Okay, and the third is the savior. The third comes as a savior. You can see in your family or in your friend circle, we are always somewhere or the other going through all these things, where somebody's sucking, somebody's giving, somebody's taking, somebody's trying to save. Once we are very aware of this drama, you know and how are we aware of this drama is that, to understand that detachment is a very good policy. you know a person will suck your energy till the time you are not you are attached to that person. Okay, because you're getting affected. That person is doing something and you are getting affected, and you're again going into that low phase, or maybe retaliating again. You are sucking the energy of the other person. Sometimes it's like, sucking each other's energy. This can also happen like that. So it's not always a person who is a victim is a victim. That person can also turn into a perpetrator and again suck energy of the other person. Once you are aware and learn the policy of detachment, then the person might be doing that monkey dance, the circus, but you are not affected anymore. Okay, we have to be very aware of this drama triangle. So it will happen in all areas, my friend. Any questions till now? No questions? Okay. Okay. So next is to understand that there is this experiment called double slit experiment. Hmm? The double slit experiment, if you have you seen that double slit experiment? So it in quantum physics, there was this experiment that electrons or protons were shot through two slits, and first they used to go as single bullet, and then after a certain point of time, when they were randomly shot, they started behaving like waves. When particles started behaving like waves. Okay, so as if you see the experiment, you'll understand that it's very difficult to explain you right now. Someday I will show you the video of it here to understand, or maybe I'll send you the video. But the beauty of that experiment and the exciting part of that experiment is that, the moment the scientists were first startled, okay, how come an electron or a proton behave like a wave? An electron and proton should behave like, the way it should, single band, it should go straight. And when they put a camera to see, what it is happening, it should not behave like that. Then the 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 ones that were behaving like waves again started behaving like normal electrons and protons. From this experiment, what came out is that the observer affects what is being observed. Okay, what it means is that, in the beginning, maybe first my mother-in-law was was not very nice to me. Just after our marriage or something, she was very nasty or something like that. She was not nice to me. So I formed an impression of her that she's not nice. But if I keep thinking the next time I'm going to see her in the same state, so what happens is that the first time maybe she was not nice. Maybe she had realized her mistake and she said, "Oh, I will not behave like this with my daughter-in-law next time." Maybe she's prepared to do it, but because the observer affects the what is being observed, you are now going to meet your mother-in-law with the previous impression of hers. Oh, she is going to be like this only. Oh, she always behaves like this. So when you do that, the next time also you are causing an effect and seeing the same effect that you are causing. Did you get it? You are the creator of your own reality. It can be with sister-in-laws as well. So it is so important, friends, that always meeting somebody with a fresh plate, never thinking about the future. And that can only be done when we meditate, strongly, powerfully for long hours. And, when you're meeting somebody very difficult, go, do meditation and then meet that person. You will see a big transformation. You will yourself be surprised. And, how come this person is behaving so nicely to me? Because your mind has changed. You're not changing that person's mind. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, the next point. So this is what Rebecca D today I think messaged. Rebecca D, would you like to read aloud the quote that you sent me today? You can unmute and you can read that aloud. Can I unmute?
Can I unmute? Can you hear me now?
Yes, Rebecca D, I can hear.
Yeah, I wrote relationships are laboratories of karma on the earthly plane.
No, the one that you sent, that we should go as a child. We should something of the one, that quote that you sent today, right? I don't have the mobile here, so otherwise I could have read it.
Oh, I see. The one I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay. That is one Sri Ram Krishna's quote.
Yeah. What does
Hmm.
that say?
That says, unless one becomes as simple as a child, one cannot reach divine illumination. Give up your vanity about the worldly knowledge you have acquired and know it to be futile in the realm of higher truth. Be as simple as a child, and then only you can reach the knowledge of the truth.
Yeah. So here being simple doesn't mean gullible, you know. If you remember Daisuke Ikeda, our chanting president, he always says that, being, kind doesn't mean you're gullible. But at the same time, here simple means it's not that you will let others trample on you. But at the same time, simple here means authentic. Be very authentic, to whatever you are feeling, you are. You don't have to act to get somebody's love. You don't have to act to get somebody's, attention or friendship. Okay, so this is what it is talking about. And there are two things which are very important in a relationship till you are almost reaching the state of nirvana. These two things, human beings, they want attachment. They want this friendship and all these things. There is an attachment, and there is this authenticity in any relationship, right? We want that truth, authenticity. Many people, what they do is that they compromise with the authenticity to work on it, because they are so attached to somebody and they have a fear of losing that person. They start wearing mask, you know and they start showing what they are not, and then also they start compromising also. That's when the pain happens, that, sacrifice, compromise, and all these things happens when I'm so desperate to do anything for that person, that, I go into that one extreme. Very important to be, to be very loving and making sure the other person's need is taken care of, but not from the state of attachment, where, I can't live without you, so I will mask myself, I will do whatever you want me to do, and all these things. So that's when, relationships also suffer. Yeah. So from it is my personal experience. Now I will share is that now I will give you an experience, because Rebecca, you have asked me that, that it is so difficult, near and dear ones and challenges and all these things. How do we deal with it? So I am like, if you understand astrology, my Saturn is exalted. Saturn is very good. Okay, people whose Saturn is exalted, these people now, they are very ethical. They say they will speak out for the right and all these things. So from childhood, or even, I have always been able to speak up. If even if it is nothing to do with me, that, there is no injustice happening to me, but, I have a tendency to, if something is happening around, it's not that I will fight and say this is not right and everything, but I will speak. I'll speak that, no, I think I don't agree with this. This is not right. You should not, gossip about this person, or, many things can happen. So many years back, when I used to do it, I realized that when I was doing it, at the same time, I was also not very respectful of the person when I'm doing it. Okay, I have seen some flaws in them. Maybe they are gossiping about a lady, making, things, assuming things in the air which is not true, and I am not really not liking it. I would say on, on the face, that this is not right. Okay, this is not right. I don't think you should be doing it. But at the same time, I realized that I was also not respecting them, that no matter, they have their own phase of journey and everything, I have to still respect them, that, they are divine. I'm telling you that this is not right, but I still respect you. But now what it has transformed is that I still say that I don't like it, but they can deep down feel the respect that I am sending it to them. And that's why they, even when I'm saying I don't like it and all these things to their face, they shower me with even more love. That is what's very surprising it. Did you see? That is the beauty of authenticity. Huh? So I will personally right now share my experience of, when I came to this country, I was very I was, first of all, I have no problem with abroad. I love, traveling abroad, seeing new places and everything. But I don't like the idea of settling abroad, being permanent in one place. I really don't like the idea. So I was like, I felt I was stuck. Where am I? When will I go back to India? And I was like really struggling. Then after 8 or 9 months, I started meeting some friends, through the Bengali community. They have this Durga Puja community and all these. There are different friends. There are some Hindi speaking friends. I've made different varieties of friends here, and I have not made any effort. The strange part is that I've not made any effort to make friendships, and friends are pouring into me, and they want to become my friends. Okay, so this is also the difference. When we transform, we become a magnet. We are authentic, we are blunt, we are straightforward, and still people will say, I want to be your friend. I'll give you examples that, one friend, she said, when she didn't know me that well, she said, okay, we are going to talk over phone, okay, and we will gossip about others. This is what she said. And and then the next time when I met her, I said, I'm so sorry, I do not like to talk so much over phone. I'm not talking about you, but I am scared that, we are women, we can slip into gossip, and I don't like the feeling once I gossip, so I prefer not to talk so much and go into gossip. So she was taken aback, but later she realized that she can befriend me because she knows that I will also not gossip about her at her back. Did you get it? So this is how, people start feeling that you are authentic. Then, injustice, I said, I've shared something happened, in I posted something in Facebook, and in my photo, and on my son's birthday, and two of the friends, they started fighting in my post. And the next day, I was very like upset. Why? Why did she had to create so nasty things in the Facebook openly? And it was not for me. They were fighting with each other, not with me. The next day, the girl, she knew she didn't do it right. She called me, and she's saying, Didi, how are you doing? How is it? But she's still not going to the point. And I said, what did you do yesterday? That's the worst thing that you have done, and I really didn't like it. ये क्या बचपना है? What kind of childishness is this that you have done? And I was so blunt with her, but still, and then I said, okay, you have made a mistake, move on. Okay, we all make mistakes, we learn and we move on. And even after being so blunt, she still loves me. So this is what, when you send the vibe of respect and love, despite of what they are in the outside, people will really get that, you know. And there is another friend, okay? She calls me and says, Didi, I can only tell the things to you which I cannot tell to even the closest of my friend. I'm a smoker, Didi. See, I can tell you, but I cannot tell it to anybody else. So when we are non-judgmental, when we are open, when we are loving, people can feel that vibe. Okay. So this is what I like, these are the experiences that I have got. Next is another point. Okay, I have now, as you know, that I've still not become commercial. I still don't charge so much for my therapies, but I have so many friends or even clients who come to me for therapy. Okay, first of all, let me just clear that therapy. I'm not talking about Reiki. I'm not talking about pranic healing. These are the therapies which they say they interfere with others' karma, because that person has to go through some learning, something like that. But if we interfere, that person will not learn that karma. But the therapies that we do, these inner child, past life regression, family constellation, they say that all hypnosis are self hypnosis. Okay, so you are just you are doing, it's like a plain guided meditation. The other person is doing the work, you are just being a witness, sitting beside the person and helping the person to transform. That person is doing her job with my words, that's all. So when I'm doing all these things, you will see that there are many friends, there will be so many secrets that you will know. Okay, there will be so, and they will come to you at the most vulnerable point, because maybe something very bad has happened and they want to share with you, and that's when they will come to you. So that is the time. It is very important. As women, we have a patla tummy, bolte हैं ना, patla tummy. इस यहाँ का बात वहाँ करते हैं, वहाँ का बात यहाँ करते हैं. We can't do that. When we grow, that's what I'm saying. For relationship, we have to grow as human being. When we become very strong character, people will love you and come to you. So recently something happened, and a friend of mine, she came, and she was very sad with many things, and she opened up that she's hit, she's physically abused by her husband. The mother-in-law interferes, and otherwise the husband is extremely good. Okay, in many areas, very loving, taking care and making sure she's treated like a queen and everything. But this is what happens. So now she has shared with me. Now also I have to make sure that there are times when we cannot be very rude with those people, and then at the first place, now I cannot tell her that, see, you have attracted him. Okay, so even maybe, yes, past life karma, there are so many things involved, there are so many factors involved. We cannot, that person is already in the vulnerable state, wants that safety from me. I cannot say at the first place, why did you attract such a husband? Okay, she trusted you with that secret. Yeah, so these are the things that you will learn, when that is what meditation teaches us. Okay, another thing which is very important, which comes in this part, that, see, I told her that, what are you thinking for the future? And she said, no, 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 I cannot leave him. And she was giving a lot of things, that, he's so good, and all these things she was saying. So there is a part called sub personality. So we also cannot judge. So that is the situation between her and her husband, whether she will stay together, she will leave, whatever the universe, she will surrender and decide. Okay, but we also have to realize that even this person which has this problem of physical abuse and abusing, there is this concept which Eckhart Tolle talks about, and I think Dr. Newton has also taught us in family constellation and inner child sub personalities, that we all, we think that this is Rebecca D, this is Momita. So once I make an assumption that, oh, Rebecca D is like this, oh, Momita is like this, so then I will not be able to see the different beautiful parts that they also have. Okay, it is the same with our near and dear ones. Once I make an assumption that this person is like this person is dominating in everything, she might have all the other beautiful parts, and I will ignore. Okay, so even that, for that man, then he might be a very abusive man, but he might also have amazing qualities. So let's not judge anybody, and just accept the people just the way they are. That will also make our lives very easy. Then there is this book of Four Agreements. There is this book called Four Agreements. If you have, yes, that's a beautiful book. And then it's called it is like Carlos Castaneda. He wrote this book and his mentor, he was a shaman. He used to share all these stories, and he wrote this book, this Four Agreements. These 4 points are also very important. Out of these, there are few points which are very important also in making sure that you have very good relationship. Okay, and one is, don't take things personally. So sometimes, if when I'm sharing about these suppressed feminine and everything, it doesn't mean sometimes everything is related to me. I am going through everything, and that's what I'm sharing. Okay, so sometimes it's an assumption that we make of people. Okay, have you seen that in Facebook? There will be one quote like posted by somebody, and we will all jump to ask, what is the problem? Is everything all right with you? Did you agree with me or not? Maybe she'll write a sad post, or she will write that all people are like this, men are like this, or women are like this, and then we will jump, is everything all right with you? For me also, I've posted something in Facebook, maybe I just like the post, it has nothing to do with me, but somebody will message, are you okay, is everything fine with you? That is the part where don't make assumptions. Okay, bolte ki when somebody has not picked up. If you remember Ikeda sensei, in one of the book he said, When you are calling somebody and that person doesn't pick up the phone. So I'm sorry, I'm talking about the point, don't make assumptions. Okay, this point. So he says that somebody doesn't pick up the phone. You can either think, oh, this person does is ignoring me. That person doesn't want to talk to me. Oh, see, I'm not worthy. Then you'll again come back to your own worthiness. You will think hundreds of things and you will lose all your energy. Or you can just say, maybe that person is busy, or he will call me back whenever he's free. That lightens. And also they say that you should always clear. Instead of making assumptions and draining all the energy thinking what is happening, call the person, contact the person, and talk directly. Huh? So this is what they say. Then don't take things personally. Is that again is like, this I have learned from Sister Shivani some many years back. When I was going through these kind of relationship challenges, I beautifully heard this. That's why we should listen to everybody. You don't know where the universe is answering from. And I was really going through such challenges with relationship, and I heard from Sister Shivani, she was from this Brahma Kumaris. She was saying that sanskar, she talks about sanskar. Okay, she says that somebody has created sanskar and she has lived for thousands of births with that sanskar. Do you think that that person will change in this birth in an instant? That person will not change. That person has come with a certain kind of sanskar and it has nothing to do with you. If that person is behaving badly with you, maybe that person's day has gone, it was not good. That's why that person has behaved badly with you. But the person have a sanskar, a behavioral pattern which will take so long to change. See, we being meditators, we take so long to change our sanskar and we are expecting them to change who are not even meditators. So whose fault is it? Our fault, right? That we are not wise enough to understand. Yeah. So this is what it is talking about. Don't take things personally. Then the third point is do your best. It has nothing to do with relationships, so I will not touch. And be impeccable with your words is again the fact is don't gossip. So it's gossiping is like a karma, right? So we will gossip and we will expect that the other person should not gossip. This can't happen. So if I'm gossiping, you should be sure that this karma is coming back to me, you in some way or the other. So the first thing that we should stop if we don't want others to gossip about us is to ourselves first stop gossiping. Okay, so this is how we can balance all these relationships. Now we can come back to questions or any realizations. Oh, sorry. Another thing I wanted to say is that this my experience that I talked about. Now, these ladies whom I have, somebody said, "Can we do a night out?" And I said, "Sorry, I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning for meditation, 4 or 5. I cannot do a night out." So like, I'm such a juiceless person, and still these people are after me to become my friends. Okay, and now they are crying, they are sad, they are calling me, they are furious, they are scolding me. They are doing what not to make sure that I stay back in the country. Yeah, this can happen. Why this happened is because I have become a very detached person, very detached. I don't expect, I said, I do not, I always say, I don't want anybody. I meditate with this power that I have the divine. I don't want anybody. This is the power I have developed. And when you are completely detached, you can really be authentic. You can really say what you really feel like doing at that moment. If you say, no, I cannot go for a party, I cannot go for a party. No matter how much you tell me, I'm not ready. Until and unless, and they say that whenever their father expired, I will rush. This friend, her father expired, nobody went to see her, but I rushed because I realized that this is the moment I should be with her. So when we meditate, we are wise enough to take decision what is right, what is not right. But at the same time, there is a catch. See, right now I feel the only person that I am still attached and I'm not being able to overcome is my son. Okay. He's the apple of my eye. I cannot, I still feel, oh, I'm not being able to get detached from him. So, and then suddenly the universe will send you googly and it will say, lay. It will send you, maybe once you are so, now I'm detached person. I don't need anybody. I don't need anyone in my life. And then the universe will send you a googly saying that, Abhile, take this situation this person or these friends and see whether now you are completely detached again. So again, I work on it. I realize that no, I'm now when I'm leaving these friends, I'm finding a bit of pain in leaving them. So yeah, I have to still work on this attachment part, but it's a process, isn't it? So yes, let's move on to questions and realizations. What have you realized? What is your or what is your experience in relationship? Momita?
My experience has been, in the past about I think a lot of this year has been a very I don't know, maybe I'm not into astrology and all, so I don't know, but this year has been a very amazing year. Lot of things churning, lot of shifts. In fact, sometimes the shifts have been so tumultuous, so big, that I have not been able to kind of even explain. But I have seen huge shifts happening this year. I'm
Mm,
talking about myself.
mm,
I've realized that, all this time, I used to keep complaining. I used to keep calling the other person names. I used to keep blaming and all. Then suddenly one day, actually, I suppose it does. It is not a process. It just one day it just hits you. One day it hits you. Ki, "ठीक है." I mean, why am I even? I am getting upset because I am allowing that other person to upset me.
mm,
When I decide that
mm,
this person will not upset me from now on. You can
mm,
build a kind of an armor around you. It's like this. It's like whenever you come in contact with that person, you don't have that armor up all the time. But the moment that person comes into your aura or your ambit,
mm,
immediately that kavach, that armor comes up on its own. It's in its
mm,
place. It
mm,
gets in its place,
mm,
and person can do all the antics that person has been trying all their life.
mm.
Nothing affects you. You suddenly
Yeah,
realize that,
yeah. And
and then
drama triangle.
yeah, and then you suddenly start telling yourself, कि तेरे को अभी तक क्या मतलब, why didn't you understand up till now? I mean, why were you even, why have you wasted so much time? But then you are again, you realize कि अच्छा, this ये होना था.
Mm, mm,
Day one nobody learns. So
mm,
the things that I have been aiming or wanting to do for years,
mm,
I've been doing miserably. I've been
mm.
able to last about what, 6 months.
Okay.
Hmm. But then you see, generally what happens. I'm just giving an example, like a comparison.
Excuse me if I'm coughing, okay? Because I just got cold. Yeah,
Uh,
but you can keep speaking.
I do just a comparison.
Yeah.
Suppose you have certain food allergies. You don't realize. You keep eating, but then something goes wrong. It gives you a stomach upset, or it gives you some kind of a allergic reaction. But you don't actually can't pinpoint ki isme se, what am I eating that is going wrong. So then you
Mm,
go to a doctor or whatever, a nutritionist or whoever, and that person tells you ki, this is a typical food allergy thing. You have to identify which food is giving you the allergy, and so
mm,
he'll give you certain ways to identify what it is that is not agreeing with you. And then you
mm.
find, for a period of 2 3 months, you're able to identify, ah, gluten or shellfish or whatever,
True.
lactose. Then what you do is you cut that particular food out of your diet.
Mm, mm,
That with relationships.
mm.
Giving you an
Boundaries,
example.
right? There is another very important factor is boundaries, creating boundaries in relationship. that you have shared. What you have done is actually you have learned to create boundaries, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
So,
boundaries were porous. So why I
Yeah.
wrote to that quote was that my idea of being a good person
hmm,
was very wrong. Uh,
hmm,
whole foundation of being a good person
hmm, hmm,
very wrong. So
yeah.
my idea of being a good person was somebody who was, who you can abuse, who you can take for granted.
Yeah, yeah. And even I think last time when we did the masculine and feminine balance, that you should go back and see that video. Okay, the video is there in YouTube. So
Right.
there, women are very needy. They become, when the women goes unbalanced, when the feminine part of us goes unbalanced, we become very needy. Okay, and we become desperate to do whatever to make sure that that relationship stays with us. So for that, we lose our boundaries. We lose a lot of things. We surrender too much. Surrender is good, but surrender का भी एक limit है कि आप अपने आप को भूल जाते हैं. आपने देखा है कि when we surrender, you know we completely forget what we are. you know Even in a relationship, you'll see mostly, the men and the women, if you see, it has nothing to do with how bad the man is, or how, you know it's not about, we are pointing out to the men and saying the men are bad, but it is the problem with the women, that we forget everything, and we become, when हमारे goals, हमारे dreams, हमारे सब कुछ, ऐसा नहीं कि men कुछ कर रहा है हम पे, हम ही खुद पे problem create कर देते. We become like, oh, you are everything, and then all gone in our life. There has to be deep love. At the same time, that balance, that please let me not completely forget myself, right? Whether it is in a husband wife relationship or with friends, creating boundaries, healthy boundaries, not again strict boundaries that I do not want others to hurt me, there, so that I will not let anybody get in. That also we need to work. We also have to open our heart, open to love.
I'll give you a small example. I've started some physiotherapy nowadays
Yes.
because
Yeah, please tell me, Rebecca. The Momita has raised a hand, so if you want to say something, then
no, let her say first.
okay. Okay, yes, Momita.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with Rebecca D, whatever you have shared about relationship. So even in my case, I have disassociated with a few relationship that comes with heavier tags. Because and after doing that, I find so much of peace, so much of respect and high self-esteem about myself. Like, that now it's, and I mean, I just do forgiveness prayer, like, for them. But I've decided to sever my ties. Like, I just pray, I just wish for their happiness, and that's it. But, like, I don't want to recreate that bond, or that relationship. And those relationships in my life, they come with heavier tags. I mean, and but I have decided, like, enough is enough. Ho gaya. I mean, of course, that was the kind of blueprint or the contract that I have signed with them, or those people have signed with me in the astral world. But then it's okay. Like,
Yeah, but we also
Yes.
should be ready to open up when the time is right, Momita. Okay. So sometimes it is, so at this moment, maybe this is right, but there might be a time when we have evolved so much that even their nastiness will not affect us, and we will still be able to open up to them, these nasty people as well. Okay.
yeah,
I'll give
yeah,
you an example. I will tell you a thing, my experience. This what I shared, like, in many years back. Some friends, some group friends, and these were like my husband's very close college mates, all meeting in Bangalore, all whole night gossiping, especially about a lady. And they were gossiping and making, nasty comments about her, and which are not even true. Whether you don't know whether it's true or not, but they made it feel as if it's true. And I was like very angry, furious, and I revolted, and that's how I broke up with them. Okay, I broke the friendship with them. And then I broke the friendship, and that now they have come back. now they say that, we were so wrong. They tell my husband that, I think we were very wrong. There was one lady who made sure that this is, so that all these things happen. And we have now seen her real picture and all these things. But what I realized is that if I would have stayed in the relationship, I could have helped them become better human beings instead of cutting off. At that time, I was not evolved enough to balance that part where I am not affected anymore with them, but at the same time, I still have that bond where slowly my beauty transformed them. So, and that is also a process. It's fine. That was a time when I was not evolved. But I realized that I also lost the opportunity to transform them. I'm not saying that they will become Bhagwan, but at least to some extent, I could have made some
Yeah.
difference in their life, which I could not. Later, I realized I could have not reacted that way. I should have maybe, I should have just been. That's why Ikeda Sensei talks about diplomacy. Diplomacy is not a wrong word, Ikeda Sensei really uses the word diplomacy. Diplomacy means it's not that I'm not seeing your fault, but I am speaking in such a way that I still respect you, make sure the bridge is still there. At the same time, I keep a boundary. But for that, a lot of meditation and evolution is required. Transformation. Right now, as for example, I have reached a state where I have become very diplomatic in many places. Did you get it, Momita?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Don't worry, you don't have to become that in the very first day. It comes to you when it comes. I was not like that, right? I was like blunt. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. But now I've become diplomatic. When I don't like, I will also say I don't like, at the same time love and respect them with boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Nothing, right? Rebecca, yes, you wanted to say something. You
No,
stopped.
I've started some physiotherapy because I
Okay.
had a lot of pain in my leg. So since yesterday, I've started a physiotherapy session. So every day I'm going in the morning for an hour. Now
Hmm.
there's this girl who does the thing for me. Okay, I have to lie down and she puts all kinds of things. For all of a sudden, I have just met her yesterday. Since yesterday, she has started. I have
Hmm.
also today she's putting those sensors on me and she's asking me, Madam, आप मेरे को एक advice देंगे? हमने बोला हाँ बोलो. She's a young girl. She must be about 24, 25 years old.
Hmm.
Very, very young. My daughter's age. I said,
Hmm.
हाँ बोलो. So she's saying, आपको सुन के कैसा लगेगा लेकिन हस्बैंड को कैसे कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं? She's away from she's away from home. बुझली तो?
Okay. Hmm.
Come away and she's staying here in a PG. Later she told
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
She doesn't have anybody to, so she said. Then I looked up at her, I said, husband ko, আমার হাসি পেলো. I said कि ये तो सवाल ही गलत है. I said. Then I said कि नहीं, he will not be able to understand. I mean, I was making light of it and I said ये सवाल ही गलत है. Husband control हो ही नहीं सकता. Then I said,
Also, the
okay.
fact that, the control, Rebecca, the part of controlling, so whenever the thing is that everything is happening in the environment, our relationship, our husband, our other partners, and everything is happening in the environment, our kids, parents. Okay. So when we don't like anything, when we are liking anything in the environment, we don't want to control. Okay. But the moment something is going against my wish, I would want to control. Okay.
Yes.
And then with control also comes manipulation. Women also go into manipulation also,
Of course.
Yeah, they will, women are not very aggressive. So what they do is that they want to go for manipulation. But I have seen this never works, Rebecca. Control and manipulation never works. I have so many years of spiritual experience, right? It never works. Go back to authenticity again. For a few days, maybe you will be able to control, or do something with manipulation. Then it will crash. Because it's a karma. You're doing it with control, we are doing it with manipulation, it will crash.
Hmm.
Go back to authenticity. That is the beauty. The core of relationship class that we have taken today is that when you are authentic, your friend, your husband, your in-laws, your sister-in-law, everybody is going to love you one day. Not if not today, someday.
That is very, but you were talking like this, and we are able to understand because thoda upar niche, you know, we are on the same plane. You cannot
Someday.
ask people; they will not understand even. They don't even
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah. True. That is true. तो
You have
वहां
to
पे कुछ
offer
नहीं करना है.
you have to offer advice which they can ingest, ना? वरना authenticity के बारे में तो बोल. I just told her one thing. I said,
Hmm.
अच्छा पहले तो हंस के बोला कि हस्बैंड तो कभी कंट्रोल होता ही नहीं है, एक सवाल ही गलत है.
Hmm.
Then I
Hmm.
told, सुनो बेटा, I'm telling you one thing, ignore करो. Husband
Hmm.
always does things to get some kind of a reaction from you. कभी तुमको मतलब कभी तुमको गुस्सा दिलाएगा, कभी तुमको नीचा फील कराएगा, कभी तुमको पावरलेस फील कराएगा. It's a
Hmm.
male ego constantly needs to feed. It's like a rakshas, a monster which needs constant
Very
feeding.
true. Very true.
So I said,
Hmm. Hmm.
the moment you stop feeding,
Hmm.
अपने आप, I said, ignore करो. इग्नोर कैसे करते हैं? मैंने कहा बस सीखना पड़ेगा, ये चीज तुमको सीखना पड़ेगा.
Hmm.
इग्नोर इग्नोर करने का सबका अलग अलग तरीका है, everybody
Hmm.
ignore is one reaction, but that reaction can be practiced by different people in different ways.
Hmm.
So I said, I said, after I'm 56 years old, after being married for 26 years, I told her, I have only understood, हर चीज को, हर सिचुएशन को, हर बात को तूल देने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Hmm.
The moment you stop giving importance to something, you take the power away from that.
Absolutely correct. And that is the drama triangle you're talking about, but in her language.
I thought कि ऐसा मुझे कुछ बोलना है ना, that she
Hmm. She
understands.
understands. Yes. She will
I
not
said,
understand drama triangle. She will understand this language.
like you, for a person like you who's working, it is easier. You're working. You have you have a world of your own into which you escape, where your husband is not sharing all the time. But the thing is, I understand, she's a Maharashtrian. उसका वो नेम प्लेट पे चवन लिखा हुआ था. So I told her, you're from Maharashtra? Yes, yes, ma'am. I said, where are you from? She said, I'm from Nanded. I said, so I understood from the way, she didn't have to tell me. इतने साल हो गए ना, सारे बाल सफेद हो गए हैं. I could understand that, she's in a typical predicament where she works and she has to physically uh, touch people. It is a very physical thing. So there
Hmm.
are men who are coming for physiotherapy.
Hmm.
I mean, just an assumption.
Yeah, yeah. Men get, yeah, very
Yes,
possessive. Yeah.
men, her husband, people are insecure. She's in the
Hmm.
health sector. In the health
Hmm.
sector, your
Hmm.
involvement is much more than being in a clerk in an office or you know, you understand? In the health,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
have to be more involved with your clients.
Hmm.
Now, if when she goes back home, she must be tired also.
Hmm.
God knows how her husband treats her, what he
Hmm.
tells her.
And nowadays, Rebecca, this massage thing has also become very dicey. Okay, I went to a parlor this last July, so you never know what she's also going through there. A man, there was a man, and it's a Lakme salon. I went to a Lakme salon, and a man wanted to exploit me.
Oh,
Yes,
oh my God.
And I was
That's
like,
right.
and when such thing happens, sometimes when you have a voice, you're so scared, you don't even know how to react.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm now, after this incident, I'm so scared. Even I will never cut my hair or do a spa from a man.
Hmm.
Last July, something happened with me, and I couldn't even go back and tell down. Panna was waiting in the car. I went
Did
up.
not report. Did you not report that man? You should have.
No, we were with for my mother-in-law. Na, we went to this electronic city for her checkup. So there we found this Lakme salon in Bangalore, the
Tell me,
electronic city.
you are still a grown woman who has been able to control, I mean, the situation. Suppose it is
Hmm.
a girl.
Yeah, about her. She must be going through so much. The men might be, even if she's not doing anything wrong, you never know what she's going through.
No, but you should have reported this fellow.
I was like, no, like I told him then I very strongly told him that I do not enjoy anybody touching me without my permission. I very strictly told him that he was going beyond, my certain body parts. Because he was doing spa on my hair and he
Hmm.
started moving his hands. Like, I didn't like that. So
Hmm.
for a while, I was a little taken aback. And then I pulled up the courage and I said, I don't want men touching me
No,
without my
what I'm
permission.
saying what I'm saying, why you should have reported is, say you are a grown woman, so you were
Hmm.
able to resist. Suppose it is a teenage girl,
Hmm. Hmm.
a young girl who has gone there
Hmm.
for a spa or a haircut. Sometimes they are not able to resist.
Yeah. No, I was taken. I didn't know that India has become so advanced. I am a very orthodox lady. I do my massages from women only. I never do it from men. He was doing only on my hair, and this man became, so yeah. I should have, but I felt pity for this man also. I said, oh, फिर से इसका job जाएगा, ये जाएगा. But I think your angle is also correct.
Hmm.
So Momita,
Actually, when you're a mother of a daughter,
hmm.
you you start thinking differently.
And when I went down, and I was so scared because I know that if Panna gets to know, he will create a ruckus there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He will go
Hmm.
and I couldn't even, I didn't want that noise and all these things. So I just kept myself mum. I went to the
Hmm.
to that guest house where we were staying near, and there I opened up slowly that this happened. And then he was like, I want to call, I want to message, I want to see who that person is, and I will do. And I said, no, no, just, I have already been very strict with him. I have made myself clear. So let's stop it then and there. So, okay. So we are done for today. We had a good session. Thank you very much. Let's evolve in
Yeah.
relationship, you know,
Thank-
because the
By
more
Yeah,
the
we,
way,
thank you so much. Thank
Momita,
you.
Momita, you are also in Bangalore?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm based
That's
in
Bangalore
Bangalore.
দেখা হবে।
একদম দেখা হবে হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে দেখা হবে
Yes.
thank you very much, everybody. Good night. Sweet
Thank
Bye bye.
dreams.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.